Norway isn't on trial. You are.
Are you sure about that?
22 July, a new drama from Netflix, centers around a real terrorist attack, the 2011 bombing and mass shooting in Norway committed by far-right terrorist Anders Behring Breivik, which left 77 people dead and more than 300 injured.
There's a political nature to what Breivik did that demands attention, demands that we engage with it.
It's the latest film from director Paul Greengrass, who's known both for his work on the Jason Bourne movies as well as other based-on-a-true-story dramas like United 93 and Captain Phillips. Greengrass says there are echoes of the 2011 attack in today's politics. Breivik has claimed he felt motivated to stop Muslim immigration in Norway and said his attack was targeted at Norwegian politicians and their children for promoting multiculturalism in the country.
Breivik was an original member of the alt-right, if I can put it like that. Of course, his heinous crimes, his methods, are disavowed by many, though not all, of that movement. If you look at what Breivik has to say, that is standard rhetoric now for your mainstream populist right-wing politicians.
Today, far-right populist parties and leaders are currently ascendant across Europe, driven by similar anti-immigrant sentiments. For Greengrass, their rise represents an existential threat to democracy.
We're not talking about left and right, conservatism or liberalism. We're talking about democratic or anti-democratic. And increasing numbers of people right now are starting to think about solutions beyond democracy.
22 July approaches this topic by focusing on the aftermath of Breivik's attack, displaying the recovery process for the two of the victims and the country as a whole.
We could only tell the stories of these two people, but we really wish that we could have told everyone's stories because everyone experienced that day in a completely different way.
I really felt a huge responsibility to show Villiers' bravery and the focus he had in the recovery. He went into this room in a court and sat down face to face with the guy who wanted him dead and shot him 5 times. It's impossible to imagine that kind of bravery.
Breivik's trial plays a central role in the film. Greengrass says the court testimony from survivors of the attack was a crucial part of helping the country heal.
They challenged him directly, morally, intellectually, emotionally, politically, and what they did was defeat him. They did not allow those views to remain standing. They engaged with him, they challenged him directly, and they defeated him. And that, I think, is part of the lesson that Norway has for us. We've probably become a little bit complacent that democracy is just what happens. It isn't. Democracy happens if you will it into being and you win the arguments for it. And if we ignore forces that are absolutely taking the centre of our democracies with malign intent, and we just pretend it's not happening, we're going to make the problem worse, not better.